Right, Churchy. Perhaps not the result you were looking at with about 25 minutes to go, 2-0 up. Good comeback from Gosport in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's almost a replica of the away game. So, we were 2-0 up at Gosport and they pegged us back in the sort of last minute. So, yeah, disappointing not to come away with 3 points after, was a good performance. We've played really well at home. They're fighting for every point they can get, and we've done a lot of things right today.
Yeah, and I think much has been made of the team's form. 5 losses in 6 games coming into this one. Didn't feel like that form was translated into today's performance, though. It looked a good, solid performance, and probably one that you probably deserved a point from. Yeah,
if not 3. People have got to remember the teams we've played in the last sort of run of games have been sort of top 4, top 5 material, and it's really difficult to play against teams of that power. But we were more back to our normal self today, and back on our home ground, back on our own surface, and I thought we moved the ball about really well today.
Mm-hmm. Harvey Bradbury won the free kick for a goal, and what a finish from Charlie. He seems to make a habit of these direct free kicks.
Yeah, Glenn mentioned that at half time, whether it was a cross or a shot. I'm sure Guns is claiming that, hands down. So, fantastic free kick and set ball that he executed really well.
Yeah, and what do you make of the first half performance overall? Did you create enough chances for your liking?
I thought we were comfortable. I thought, I can't remember Ryan having a lot to do in that first half. We had a lot of the ball, a lot of possession. We created 3 or 4 good chances, and we scored from a set piece, which is nice.
Yeah, and Gosport, came out strongly in the second half, didn't they? But you got the goal at a good time. Perhaps a touch of fortune in the build-up to it.
Yeah, if I'm perfectly honest, I thought it was a foul, and they should have had a free kick. But the only consistent thing from the officials was their inconsistency. So it's very difficult for us to know what was going to be given a foul, what wasn't, when play was going to get waved on, when play was going to get stopped, because, as I just said, there was no consistency to his decisions out there today, which made it really difficult for both teams.
Do you feel like you were due a decision like that, given the fact that perhaps in past games those kinds of moments haven't gone with you?
Yeah, I'm sure. You look at the last 15 minutes, I think there's a back pass, from the edge of the area back to the keeper, which he's picked up, which, on another day could have been given as a free kick to us. There's a cast iron penalty on Shaq, was pushed in the back, and he just seemed to turn a blind eye to those decisions when he had a big decision to make. So I know it's difficult out there, but there was some easy decisions that could have gone our way today.
Yeah, it was certainly an action-packed last quarter of the game. Obviously, Gosport came back into it, 2 goals in 3 minutes. What do you make of their substitute? Seems to have a big impact, scoring 1 goal and setting up the other.
Yeah, I think credit to Gosport as well. They changed shape, which put us on the back foot for 10 minutes till we got to grips with it, and within that period they'd scored their 2 goals equalisers, and fair play to them. Their subs made a big impact on their front play, didn't they? So all in all, probably a draw when you look back at it was a fair result, but right now for me and Woods it feels like a defeat at the moment.
Any grumbles with the defending for those two? Could you have tightened things up a little bit after conceding the first?
I'm sure we go. When we, look back at it and play it back on our VO and look that players didn't track runners or pick up second balls, then I'm sure there's a little bit of work for us to do defensively. But it's disappointing to concede and ultimately disappointing to drop 2 points at home.
Obviously 2 players out suspended today, allowed Marcus Smith to come in. What was the deal with that one?
Yeah, well, Marcus is our captain for the under-23s. He's knocking on the door of that first team. He's been in training with us this week, so it was nice to be able to promote from within rather than have to go out and sign players. We've already got players of the ilk to come into Southern League football, and good experience for Marcus today, I think.
Was it a fairly easy conversation with Portland? Obviously, Carl Critchell's come in, and Marcus really probably hasn't had too much game time underneath him, has he? He's been on the bench a lot.
I think it was a decision made by Kyle, I believe, and so Marcus became available for Saturday football for us. So yeah, snapped his hand off, and he'll be in with us for the rest of the season.
Yeah, I mean, what do you make of that decision from Carl then? Because obviously Marcus is a big player for the 23, he's a player you know very well, and always seems to make a big impact when he plays.
Real player I like, he knows that. He's scored a lot of goals for me from midfield. He's, I can't say a bad word about him really, so a little bit baffling that he's not in, the forefront of Kyle's mind up at Portland, but each manager's got their own preference, and I for one would have Marcus straight in my team, that's for sure.
Okay, a final word on today. What impressed you most about today's performance?
Well, Jordan N'Gala was immense for us today. We've lacked Kieran at the back, so Geordie's stepped in there and done, for an 18-year-old playing against the experience of Dan Wooden and stuff up top, he just seems to get better every week. And, it's great to see Guns back to his box-to-box and added with his set-piece goal. Really good.
Yes, sir. Churchy, thank you very much for your time. Cheers.